Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I style my hair like this with these nice little beachy waves that I've been loving lately. I asked you all on Instagram whether or not you would like a hair tutorial and to ask me any questions that you might have regarding my hair, since I do get asked pretty frequently just different stuff about my hair, what kind of products I use, what kind of haircut I have, how I style it, that kind of thing. So I figured that I should cover all of that in one quick video. And yeah, let's get right into the hairstyling process. I'll cover the types of products that I use in that, and then at the end I will answer my most frequently asked questions about my hair. So let's get right into this hair tutorial. Okay, so right now my hair is a little damp. I've been air drying it for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So before I get started with my blow dryer, I always add a heat protectant to my hair. The one that I use is this one here by Briogeo. It is their Blow Dry Perfection and Heat Protectant Cream. So I'm just gonna take some of that and just run it through my hair. Okay, so now before I blow dry, I determine whether or not I want a lot of volume for that day. If I do, then I always add a root booster. The one that I've been using is this one from Lange. I just purchased a flat iron from Lange and they had a really good sale going on all of their hair products, which is why I grabbed this one. And it has really good reviews, like really good reviews. So I've been using it ever since I ordered the flat iron and I actually really like it. I do feel like it adds the right amount of volume, but without feeling like too much buildup on your root. So I take some of this and I just part my hair in random spots. And I mainly focus it right here just to add the volume there. I do a little bit on the sides and then on the back, of course. So after I add a little bit of that, then I go back with my wide tooth comb in order to try to distribute the product evenly. All right, and then it is time for blow drying. Now there are a few things that I always make sure that I do when I'm blow drying. One is if I want volume, I always blow dry with my head facing down as much as I can. So I always either tilt my head to the side or I will bend down in order to have my head, facing the ground so that way the hair is sticking straight up and I'm blow drying it upward. It's going to give me a lot of volume. Also, another thing that I do is I make sure that I'm constantly cooling and letting the heat blow, and then I'll cool and I'll let the heat blow. It's not only going to help keep your hair in that direction, so keep your hair going up, but it's also going to give you a good indication as to what spots still need a little bit more heat. So those are a couple things to keep in mind. Last, I always blow dry my hair in the medium setting. I find that it does take a little bit longer to blow dry, but it minimizes the heat damage. Okay, so now that I've covered that, it is time to blow dry. Okay, so now that I've gone ahead and I've shot my hair with a bunch of cool air, everything is dry, and look at that. It's just a little bit of this product goes a long way in just lifting your roots. Another thing that I do while I'm blow drying my hair that I didn't mention before I started is I run my fingers through my hair in kind of like the direction that I want my roots to go. So as I'm blow drying, I will kind of direct my roots in a specific way. Even back here, I'll direct them to go forward because then once I put my hair back, it just adds so much lift to the back. So now it is time to style. This is very simple, super easy styling. All I ever really use is a flat iron. I went ahead and I set it to 390. That's usually what I use on my hair. I feel like I don't need that much more heat. So I always start by parting my hair. And I know it's gonna look crazy, but trust me, in the end, it'll look fine. So I part it in 3 different sections. I do like a top section and then the back half, I'll part that in 2 halves. So I can work with one side and then the other, and then I can focus on the top. I like to part it in order to make sure that I get every strand. Just kind of running my fingers through it to try to get any tangles out, if any. And then I kind of start here along the bottom. The bottom's not too important since most of your hair covers it. No one's really gonna see it. I clip the rest of my hair up just to keep it out of the way with these little hair clips. And then I'll just grab like, you know, 1 or 2 strands. And I kind of start to curl away from my face just to get it started and to add a little bit of volume even down here. But like I said, you don't really have to worry about the bottom. Is when you get to these longer pieces, if you have short hair like I do especially, when you get to the longer pieces, those are the ones that really matter. So I'm going to take another section, and I like to part it with these clips just because it keeps it nice and organized in my head. I'm going to take half of this section. So I grab my flat iron, I place it here along the base of my hair, and then I just turn it to where it's, you know, up and down vertically, and then I twist it slightly, but I don't twist it all the way to the ends. I kind of stop right before the ends, and then I let it go. And so the same with this, and I'm curling away from my face at the moment. So just here along the base, turn it slightly, but before you get to the ends, you let it go. And then I always just straighten it like that. And if I feel like this is too curly for me, I can just take the flat iron and run it along the bottom, and it'll straighten it out a little bit. Let it cool, leave it there, move on to the next. So take another section of hair. I part it with a clip here. Then I take the rest, I clip it up here. And I do the same, although when I get a little bit further up, I start to change the direction of the curl. So for this one back here, I'm actually going to be curling toward my face. So I'm going to grab it here along the base, turn it inward, and let it go right before the ends there. And I always grab the curl and then I just tug at it so that it's not too high up, and it looks a little bit more like a wave rather than an actual curl. That's what's going to make the difference from a wave to a curl. Is you don't want to go all the way to the bottom, and you want to keep the flat iron straight, so vertically. You don't want to go like this. Okay, so for this piece, I'm going to actually go away from my face. I'm going to take the flat iron, twist it, not all the way to the ends, and then just tug at it, and then just flat iron the ends. And then the same with this last piece. It's going to go away from my face. So here, twist it right before I get to the ends, and there you have it. And that's all I do all throughout. I hope that makes sense. So I'm not going all the way to the ends of my hair, because look at the difference. Okay, so this one, okay, so I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to curl it all the way so that you can see the difference between these and what this one's going to look like. So if I were to want to curl, like an actual curl, I would go 360 with this. And it would look very spirally and not like something that I want it to look like, because I'm looking for beachy waves, not a curl. So that is why I only take it back about halfway, let it go, and then I straighten the ends, and that'll give me more of a beachy wave. Unless you have straight hair, then there's going to be no need to straighten your ends, but I don't have completely straight hair, and that's why I go back and straighten my hair. Okay, so now that I'm done with this side, it is time for this side, and I always let it cool so I don't mess with it until it's completely cooled off. So I'm just going to leave it like that for now while I work on the left side of my hair. So I'm going to do the left side exactly like I did the right side, only it's going to go in a different direction. This one went this way, these are going to go this way. So just twisting your wrist in the opposite direction that you did the opposite side. And of course you occasionally want to take some sections of hair and then curl in the opposite direction. So this one's actually going to go toward my face. But of course the ones that are right around your face always go back. You don't ever really want curls coming toward your face because it's just annoying. So whenever you have a section of hair that's not right by your face, then you can go ahead and you can curl it toward your face. I'm going to take it here, hold the flat iron vertically, let go right before the ends, and then come back and you can flat iron it straight. Okay, so now both halves are done, and I can run my fingers through them, through each side, just to loosen everything up and just make it look a little bit messy. Okay, so now it is time to work this last piece here. So of course, this piece is right next to our face, so I'm gonna curl away from the face. Of course, holding the flat iron straight up and down, twisting it, but not all the way to the ends, and then you can flat iron the ends. All right, so then it's just the same thing on the other side, just in the opposite direction. Okay, so I always let them cool for a little bit, and while I'm doing that, I just go back and I straighten some of the pieces that I feel need to be straightened, or recurl certain pieces that I feel need to be recurled. Now, before I put it up in any way, shape, or form, or if I'm just gonna leave it like this, I always add a texturizing spray. This one is from Kevin Murphy. It is their flexible texturizing hairspray. So it's kind of like very, very light hairspray, but it's more so to add texture. You can also add texture to your hair with any kind of dry shampoo. That is just going to prevent your hair from being super slick and just super slippery and soft, which I know some people really like, but it's not really, hair with that amount of softness. It's not going to hold any kind of style. It's not really going to help add volume. If anything, it's just going to create more flatness to your hair. So you want to add texture because that's what's going to help lift it as well and also hold a style. So I take some of this and I just start lifting my hair and spraying it throughout. And I can even leave it like this, and look, it's a crazy amount of volume. It's already kind of styled. So I'm just gonna take my wide tooth comb here, just kind of brush it back here along the center, and then grab a small section of hair. And this is what I'm going to pin up with bobby pins. And then see how it's not perfectly round? You see that right there? I just tug at that particular section and it fixes it right up. So you can make this as big and poofy as you'd like it, or as small and flat against your head as you'd like it. I typically like to leave it just like that. And that's pretty much it. This is how I've been styling it. I love the way that it turns out. Kind of looks effortless, but it obviously wasn't. And yeah, it's a style that will last me a couple days at least. Okay, so that is how I've been styling my hair, and those are the products that I've been using in order to do so. Now for my frequently asked questions. One question that I get asked the most is what type of haircut this is, what style this is. Now, I've been going to my hairstylist for, I want to say about a year and a half, almost 2 years now, I think. Ever since I chopped my hair off, I've been going to Lauren Garcia. If you are in the Charleston area, I highly, highly, highly recommend her. And I will leave her Instagram handle down in the description box below because she is amazing. She is super talented. She is extremely knowledgeable, super friendly, kind, sweet, just the warmest soul I have met in a long, long time. And I don't know if you all are as picky as I am with your hairstylist, but I don't just let anybody touch my hair. That is why I had gone such a long time without cutting my hair, because I had a friend who was also a hairstylist back in Colorado. But of course I moved away and I had not found one since I moved here. And I had gone to a couple of other hairstylists in the area and I just wasn't impressed. I didn't go back. And then I finally found Lauren, and she is the only one that I allow to touch my hair ever since. She and I kind of discussed, when I first met her, we kind of discussed exactly what I wanted, and I wasn't really sure. I just knew I wanted to go short. And so she kind of took some of the ideas that I was throwing out, like I wanted short, I wanted layers, I wanted this, I wanted that. And she is the one that just came up with this hairstyle. And what she described this hairstyle as is an A-line with layers and texture all throughout. The texture is so that it adds volume. Also, the layers are going to add more volume, because if I just had a regular, like a typical A-line haircut where it's just shorter on the back and longer along the front, it would still lie really flat on my head, and that's not what I like. That's not what I was after. I wanted volume. I wanted to be able to just leave it wavy some days and not have to worry about it looking really flat or kind of looking like a mushroom, you know, like this way. And so that's what we discussed, and this is what she came up with. This is what I've been doing for a while now. So if you are interested in something like this, just let your stylist know you want like an A-line with layers and texture. Another question that I get asked a lot is about what type of shampoo and conditioner I use. Like, is there anything in particular? And honestly, there isn't. I try to change it up every once in a while, but the one that I constantly come back to and that I use all the time is this one from Dove. It is their Oxygen Moisture Shampoo and Conditioner. I really like it because it does help to strip all the product out of my hair, but without making my hair feel dry. So those are the most frequently asked questions that I get about my hair. If you have anything that I did not answer in this video, make sure to leave it down in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. That wraps up today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed today's hair tutorial and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future product reviews, makeup tutorials, hair tutorials, perhaps more in the future, and anything beauty related. Also, don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms where I absolutely love to interact with you all. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.